Hey, um, okay, that's how I can tell. All right. Well, here we go. We are live on YouTube only. Ah, my back. And doing some diamond painting, obviously. Um, and thought I would just come on while I'm working, see if anybody wants to come on and join me while I'm working. And if you do, I am here. We can talk. Um, my keyboard right here. Um, and somebody to come on and chat with me. That would be great. But if not, I'm just going to keep at it. Maybe what I'll do, put on a little light music. Let's see which one is my outfit. This is music. A little background music going. Library music. See, profile play. This one. Oh, doesn't library music. It won't go down. For heaven's sakes. Really? Like, there we go. Okay, so until somebody comes on and talk to me, I got some music to listen to. Uh, Back there, over time, and see. Now, what I'm working on is a tree house, and right now I am doing what is this say? Uh, let's finish D. Okay, that's E. I just finished that one. Okay, so I'm done with E. Now we're on to F, and there's a lot of color blocking. So we're using this color, and I always have an extra tray container because I like to pour just a little bit into a different tray, especially when I have one that is so full like this one. So that way I can get some good shape in the lines. And I just recently started using um, putty in my multi-spacer. This is a 6 multi-spacer, and the putty really makes a world of difference for me because almost every time I'm getting a full amount, and it gives that great snap that we love even when I don't get it all. See, once again, oh, I dropped one recess paper. Let's see, this is gonna make all the difference in the world when you have to do color blocking. Now, I did this one a little bit close to the edge, but I'll be able to straighten that back out later. And, and I don't mind doing the single spacing, but um, the let me move these out of the way. But the multi-spacer really, now that I'm kind of getting a better hang of it, uh, it really is making color blocking so much easier and so much quicker. Although when I have, an area that I can't really use the multi-spacer in, I use the checkerboard method, where you kinda skip one, you go every other one, and then come back and do the other one. Too much, never too much. And it goes to the bottom, so put that one in individually, and then I'll put a space here. Mm, uh, yeah, I put in one too many where I should have. Let me push this one out. They were making it difficult for everybody else. Spacer. Oh, well, I got this one on my recess paper over here. So I keep wanting to call it recess paper, release paper. I can put that one right in there. Oh, with me. Just one look at you, where you gonna be on a lovely, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. So, um, to give an update of what I've been up to, I finished a small canvas uh, called "Keep It Going," and I also mounted it on a wooden frame, and I was pretty pleased with the way it looks. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do something to the edges though. This is what it looks like. Just camp up a bit. So I don't know if I should maybe put some kind of, I don't know, maybe a fabric trim or something. I don't know what I would put on the sides, just leave it. Now I didn't quite get it even when I got a little let me just let me put that up. Yes. There you go. There she is. So, I like it. So, I think sometimes about, is there any right or wrong way to do diamond painting? Because my technique may not be what somebody else is doing, but is diamond painting one of those things that as long as you do it and the end result looks good, that it's to the discretion of the artist, you know? Um, or is there a good and bad or right and wrong way of doing it? I personally think as long as the shiny part of the drills or the crystals are pointing up and not pointing down, and the picture is pretty, that, you're probably doing it in the right way, you know? That's what I tend to think. Now, I could be way off the mark, and maybe there is a right and wrong way of doing it. You know, I mean, I don't mean doing it in a sloppily manner, but, because I've always been the kind of person that thought, well, there's more than one way to skin a cat, so as long as I do it and get the job done, then what difference does it make if I use the same technique that you use for certain things, you know? Now, my mom, she used to be a I mean, she didn't diamond paint, but she was the real stickler for, now you gotta do it the way I do it or you're doing it wrong, whatever it was, you know? And unfortunately, I tend to be that way about certain things, because they'll carry over from my childhood. Um, but I'm trying to be better about that, or at least I like to think that I'm trying to be better. Maybe I'm not really being better, but I like to think that I'm better, you know. And I know I'm not an easy person to live with. You can just ask my husband and my son, I guess. I mean, I'm not as hard on my son as I am on my husband, but then my husband is, he can be difficult on me too. So it's kind of a turnaround, gives fair play type of thing, I guess. But I'm still here, and I'm still trying, and I'm not giving up. Still loving on him. I may not do all the things that he wants me to do, but I'm not giving up on him or oh, these lines are so crazy. The 2 of us. Mm, no, these little tools to the trade kind of help out, but I really think you gotta wait until you get more in there to really have it doing some good. 'Cause I've got a lot of empty spaces right now, but yes. But at least with this, multi-placer, uh, I'm placing a lot quicker than I would be ordinarily. And pick up this after there we go. Jimmy, okay, let me make sure everything's in line. Went through. You are. It's just a few. Just, um, uh, I really do like this refillable pen. It makes things a lot easier, I think. Only thing, just when I seem to always twist a little bit too much, so I'm always having that little glue residue, but I just get rid of it. Mm, mm. So I'm gonna have to start doing more lives on here because at some point when I get enough inventory, mm, I am gonna wanna start selling. And I was on TikTok earlier and I got a violation because I mentioned that I was gonna start selling my own products, and they looked at that as a violation. So that's why I think I'm gonna have to start doing more lives over here and try to drum up more attention because if TikTok is gonna get, and it's a shame because I have more following than TikTok currently, but I'm just gonna have to work at getting my TikTok people to follow me. Oh, oh, excuse me, over here because um, I want to be able to do my business online. And if I'm getting violations, uh, I can't be doing it. Or what I'm gonna have to do, maybe start doing some Facebook Lives. Um, I haven't really ventured in that arena, you know. That's an idea that I just came up with 2 seconds ago. Because I do have, I have a page on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Now, my biggest following is on TikTok, but, if they're gonna be trying to stand in my way, then I might have to go somewhere else and see what happens. You believe it? Because I'm not gonna let TikTok stop me from making money. And then I'm also looking at possibly being Amazon affiliate. I haven't decided yet. I'm taking a class with them tomorrow, so we'll see. If it's not too difficult and time consuming, if it's just a matter of talking about or doing something with the things that I already use from them, then that may not be too bad. Because if it's already something I use, then word of mouth advertising, hey, I'm all for that. I do that anyway, because if I know a product is good, I'm gonna tell my friends. Um, you know, that's a given, because I believe in that. But you know, but these companies that want you to peddle their wares, but they don't want you to be independent. I'm thinking, and check a little. Shoot, I missed a call from my daughter. I hate when My phone will ever be ringing. Well, I'm gonna cut this live off and talk to my child.